In this lesson, we are going to create light in Photoshop using a simple, non-destructive dodge and burn method. This method is fast and gives you complete control over the mood of your images. First, let's understand how we can achieve this. What is a 50% gray layer? A 50% gray layer is exactly what it sounds like. A layer filled with a perfectly neutral gray, halfway between black and white. On its own, it's just flat gray. But when we set that layer's blend mode to overlay, something interesting happens. The 50% gray layer becomes invisible, and it blends into the image below. Then, anything lighter than 50% gray that's applied to it will brighten the image below. Additionally, anything darker than 50% gray that's applied to it will darken the image below. This means that we can paint on this layer to add light or shadow without touching the original pixels. And as this layer is independent, you can adjust the opacity of it at any time. That's what makes it completely non-destructive. Your base image stays untouched, and all the lighting changes live on the gray layer. Color dodging non-destructively. Let's start by dropping in the image for this project, which is available for download in the video description. Before we begin this lesson, let's ensure that you're in the photography workspace. And you can double check this by going to Window, Workspace, Photography. The first step is to unlock the image layer by selecting the padlock icon beside it. Then create a new layer by selecting this button. And with this layer selected, go to Edit, Fill. This window will become visible where you can set the contents to 50% gray. And then select OK. Now we can see that a 50% gray layer has been created. And we can select this layer in the Layers panel and duplicate it once by pressing Command J on Mac or Control J on Windows. Rename one of the layers to Dodge and the other to Burn. Now with the Burn layer selected, change its blending mode to Overlay. And then select the Dodge layer and once again change its blending mode to Overlay. Next, right-click on the Dodge layer and select Create Clipping Mask. Repeating this step for the Burn layer as well. So we are ready to start painting, and let's begin with the Dodge layer by selecting it. Then find the Dodge tool in the toolbar on the left, and you can expand the view of this icon by right-clicking on it. Now at the top, set the exposure to 20%. In the Range drop-down menu, we can see three options, which are shadows, midtones, and highlights. All images are made up of these attributes and they can be targeted differently. But for the purpose of this demonstration, we can target the midtones. We are nearly ready to paint, but before we do, right-click to open the Brush Properties window. And ensure that you have a soft round brush selected with hardness set at 0%. You can now resize the brush to a good size so it can target the face. And there is a keyboard shortcut for this. On Mac, hold Ctrl Option, then hold the left button on your mouse and drag from left to right to change the brush size. The same shortcut also allows you to change the brush hardness if you drag up and down. On Windows, hold Alt, then hold the left button on your mouse and drag from left to right to change the brush size. And the same shortcut also applies to change the brush hardness if you drag up and down. So once you're happy with the brush size, simply hold the left button on your mouse to do one pass of 20% exposure using the Dodge tool. which will allow us to brighten the face. And you can also do a second pass to further improve the overall brightness in this area. Now let's switch over to the burn tool. So select your burn layer on the right, then find the burn tool in the toolbar, and change the exposure to 20%, while keeping the range set to midtones. And with this tool, the same principles apply, so I will do my first pass on the left and the right of the image to darken this part. And since this could be darker, I'm also going to do a second pass. And additionally, let's target this girl's hair and darken it slightly using the burn tool. So that's all done, and now we can group these layers. Select the topmost layer, hold Shift on your keyboard, then select the bottom layer. Now let go of Shift and select the folder icon. We can rename this folder to Edited Image. And now inside of this folder, select the image layer. Press Command C on Mac or Control C on Windows to copy this layer. Then select on the folder and press Command V on Mac or Control V on Windows to paste this layer. And doing this ensures that the image is pasted above it. This will just be a duplicate of the original image that we can use for reference to quickly see the changes that we made by toggling the visibility. So, in this lesson, we've learned how to add light and shadow using a 50% grey layer. We brightened, we darkened, and we adjusted the mood, all without touching the original pixels. So now, the question is, are you ready for the next lesson?